We are Mike and Taylor, and these are our dogs, Penny and Lucy. We sold our home and nearly everything we owned, moved aboard a 40-foot boat, and sailed from Seattle. This is the story of us making our way. Welcome back, friends. 2 months ago, we left Mexico and arrived to Costa Rica after a 5-day sail, taking our home to a new and gorgeous part of this world. We've slowly been working our way south along the Pacific coast, catching epic sunsets, big squalls, incredible wildlife, picturesque landscapes, and some of the best and worst that Mother Nature has to offer. It's truly been amazing, but after months of more challenging cruising than usual, it was time to take a break from worrying about squalls and beach landings and rolly anchorages and lightning and currents and weather and just catch our breath. So now we're here in Golfito, in our final port of the country, and Via is tied to a dock, giving us a moment to set all boat life concerns down and just relax. And it doesn't hurt that this marina is pretty sweet, giving us some little luxuries to take advantage of. Even though we definitely are sharing the space with some large reptilian predators. But that's okay, because Mike's parents are arriving soon. So we packed up the family, filled the rental with gas, and headed up into the rural mountains to an Airbnb. We mostly took time off filming here and just enjoyed their visit, but we were stunned by the amount of wildlife we encountered there. So please enjoy this little montage of some highlights from gorgeous Costa Rica. My goodness. Hey, bud. And before we knew it, it was time to move back onto the boat and start getting ready to sail out of the country.
Well, my parents have come and gone from Costa Rica. Had a really nice visit. and they brought us a lot of goodies, including still in the box mainsail, but we'll get to that. We're trying to get out of Costa Rica like ASAP. So we're gonna just do like a couple of boat projects that we kind of like really need to do before we go, and then check out and head to Panama. So a lot of it's gonna wait, including probably even opening up the mainsail. So we'll probably just cart that around for a little bit. And yeah, some of the other stuff will get put off. But so I've done a couple of things already. New propeller on Chandler's outboard, or on the outboard for Chandler. What else did I just do? Literally, new tires on the dinghy. So it's really just been Chandler work. So, new tires, shiny new propeller, and of course it's raining. And then, pretty excited about this. I got a nice little piece of kit for our anchor. I got this swivel from Mantis, which I'm pretty excited about. Boat came with a swivel, like an old something or other. I don't really like the design of pretty much any other swivel on the market. I think they end up being the weak link in the system. The exception, I think, is this one from Mantis. Is a really nice design, and it's probably pretty much stronger than anything else in the link. So we don't really need it. We've just been running without it for 2 years, but I thought I'd pick it up. Sometimes we do get a good bit of twist in the chain, especially if we're in an anchorage where like sometimes you're just in a place where the wind kind of clocks around every day. And then sometimes it's a little hard to get our anchor up on the roller, so I think this will help in both of those things. So first thing I got to do is get the chain off the old anchor. It's going to be a lot easier to do here at the dock than when we're out anchored, so I figured I better get it done. But I think it's going to be an easy swap.
5 minutes later.
Well, check this out. That took me like less than 10 minutes to install. Probably took you 5 minutes if you actually read the directions. But heck, it's super easy. Let's give the old test. Nice. I'm excited. I think that'll help reduce some twist in the chain. And biggest thing is sometimes when the anchors kind of happens to come up facing the wrong way, it's such a pain for us to get it turned around so it actually comes up over the roller, but now we'll just be able to turn it around and it'll actually stay that way instead of twisting itself back around. So it's a nice little piece of kit by Mantis. Everything those guys designed seems to just be absolutely rock solid, so highly recommend checking out Mantis for mostly like anchoring stuff and a few other goodies they make.
We are still in the thick of rainy season here, which means powerful daily thunderstorms build from nothing and unleash sheets of rain, wicked winds, big seas, and bolts of lightning all around. That's not good. And the next day, a big squall blew through the marina, and its aftermath was as impressive as the storm itself. They're devising a strategy right now. Damaging the newly built structures and turning all the docks and boats into bouncy castles.
Yeah, I don't know. Whoa, Kyle, look at you right now. Oh my God.
Even at the dock, the weather here will keep you on your toes. Then, it was back to work.
Dirty. Ha. Well, one of the other important things that I really want to get done before we leave the dock is replacing this fuel lift pump. Basically what it is like our main engine has a fuel pump on the side of the engine. That still works fine, so the engine runs, but we also have a lift pump that just kind of picks the fuel up from the tank. And even though the engine can run without it, I don't think it runs quite as well. And the other nice thing is we have this, I'll show you, this fuel polishing system. So here's the old lift pump that's no longer working, just does nothing. But we have 2 Raycor filters, and it just kind of continuously circulates fuel through these filters, and so it's basically like continuously polishing our fuel. It always like moves more fuel than the engine needs, and it just keeps returning the extra fuel back to the tank. You can run this thing just manually and it'll just run and polish the tank if you got kind of dirty fuel, but it's always basically constantly, every time we're running the motor, polishing our fuel, which is a sweet setup. So I got a replacement fuel pump, same company, but you can tell they've changed some things over the years. Number one thing being that the inlet and outlet are in different places. So instead of both being on the back side of the pump, they're now on the top and the front. So it's not just an easy swap. I actually, back when we were in Bellingham, when we first bought the boat, I actually picked up one of these up as a spare and then realized that it was a totally, like I was gonna have to replumb the system if I ever needed to replace it. And I was like, these things have like a life of 10,000 hours, only 2,600 hours on the motor. They run intermittently, so it's probably, you know, the pump only has like, whatever, 2,000 hours on it. So I just decided to take that money and buy some other spare. But as it always happens, you know, you only need the spares you don't have, so. But my parents brought us a new one. So now I gotta figure out where this is gonna go and what I gotta do to modify fuel lines. I got some fittings and a little extra hose, so see if we can make it work. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just drain these Raycor filters just to get some of the fuel out of the system, so when I take out the fuel pump, hopefully it just makes a little bit less of a mess. It's been like 500 hours on these filters anyway, so it's time to replace the filters anyhow. But I'll drain those out first, and then I'll take this old pump out. Black stuff down in the corner came out of there, so that's the separation system doing its job. So here's the back of the fuel panel. I think I'm gonna, this is so much smaller than the old one, I think I'm gonna try to install it on the inside. Should fit. Will it? And that'll make lining up my new inlet and outlet a little easier, since it'll have the effect of turning the pump around 180 degrees. So we'll see. Alright, well I got the old pump out. Let's see, I think I've got everything situated. So now I just gotta put the pump in and see if all my connections actually hook up, and then wire it in, and then prime everything. We should be good to go. So close, but my hoses don't quite reach. That one's off by ½ an inch.
A quick fashioning of some new hoses did the trick, and then it was time to give it all a test.
Okay, I got it all installed and plumbed. The panel just barely closes, but it closes. And last thing to do is just wire this pump in. Aha! That sound is a good thing. A good thing. All right. Raycor filter changes are pretty easy. These things come off, and this little guy is the filter. Something to grab this little handle with. It slides out. Ooh, filthy. Put a little fuel on that. I think we're good. It's working. Look at that. Basically what we're going to be looking for is to see if this pump turns on with the engine power. Alright, I don't know if you can hear it, but it's working. I'm going to run the motor for a little while and just make sure if there's any air bubbles in the system, they work their way through. But damn, project that actually went smoothly for once. And I'll tell you what, the engine sounds like it's running just way smoother, so I think the engine's probably was a little bit starved of fuel before, so very exciting. We're doing good. Oh, it's like purring. Man, that sounds awesome.
Well, hello from Costa Rica. And goodbye, Costa Rica. We've actually had Via in a marina for about the last month here, which has actually been great because Mac's family has come to visit, so we were able to leave the boat and go up into an Airbnb in the mountains, which was amazing, and we saw so much wildlife. And since then we've been kind of tackling odds and ends and some projects, like Mike's folks brought some, you know, boat parts and important things down for us. So, and it's been really nice to just like not have to worry about storms or watch the weather super closely, even though we have had some wild storms even here in the marina. But it's just kind of been a nice change of pace. And yesterday, Mike officially checked out of Costa Rica. And so today we're gonna leave the marina. We're just gonna zip across this bay here so that we can go do a significant provision, because it might be a while before we see a grocery store again. And then tomorrow morning, we're sailing to Panama. A little sad to say goodbye. This has been a great stop. It's been a good little like mental reset. But I'm excited to see what lies ahead. So off we go.
It's been a good stay.
Yeah.
On to Panama. I'm excited. Just this morning I got really excited.
Yeah. We motored across the bay, past some sleeping whales, dropped the hook in the small port of Jimenez, hopped in the dinghy, and walked through the sleepy little town in search of provisions.
Faster?
Okay.
Yeah, thanks, man.
So shallow.
And with that, we were ready to point our bow towards Panama in the morning.
Adios, Costa Rica.
Join us next time as we leave Costa Rica, get back out cruising, and begin our beautiful and trying journey towards the Panama Canal.
After many years of good service, I decided it's finally time to retire these sandals. I'm very sad about it. A little life left in them, maybe. Oh, that might be alright.
Okay, you guys with me on this? Does Miguel look like this guy or what?
Stuff on here. Whoop, 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 whoop.